Hey everyone, this is Captain Kyle. I'm here at Monster Mania with Jason Douglas, a very talented actor and voice actor, and currently on The Walking Dead. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, Kyle. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be on your podcast.
Well, thanks for joining us. So, you're on The Walking Dead. You've done a lot of voice work and different things. What's your favorite role?
Wow. I say right now my favorite role for voice work is probably Beerus, the Destroyer, in the new Dragonball Z titles. And, of course, on camera, I'm loving playing Tobin on The Walking Dead. So hope that all continues as long as possible. Yeah.
And you don't die, because people on that show have a tendency to die.
You know, I could go at any time, no spoilers, but it's going to be a crazy season coming up, so.
At least you weren't in the circle, and, you know.
Hey, I was not in that circle, so the drum circle, so to speak.
Were you a fan of the Walking Dead comic before it became a show, or?
You know, it was sort of on my radar screen, but when the show happened, obviously everyone's talking about it, and I actually started auditioning for The Walking Dead when it was in its early inception, and I auditioned for the role of Merle, I auditioned for the role of Otis, and then there was a long period of time when I didn't audition at all, and then they started reading new characters again, and they sent me the sides, which were dummy sides, by the way. Like, they don't send you the actual lines from the show. They make up a character that's kind of like the one they want you to play, and that's how you audition for The Walking Dead. So
I'll keep that in mind. Can you do a Merle impression now of Rooker's version?
I could never do Rooker, man. He's his own self, man. He's like, hey, what's going on? Come over here. He's got his own. Man, he's good. He's one of a kind. So,
but that was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I should work on that. But I'll never out Rooker.
Well, it's impossible to out Rooker.
Exactly.
So, are you also a fan of horror films or anime or cartoons, or what are you a fan of?
Like I said, I love a great story, no matter what genre it's from. But I particularly love sci-fi. I love weird stuff, so, and that could be horror, that could be sci-fi, that could be fantasy.
It could be the show.
Sure, it really could. So, yeah, I love kind of unusual storytelling. So whatever that means, I'm a fan of it. So
that's awesome to hear. So you look around, you see some people that are not dressed as themselves. I mean, we have some superheroes over here all weekend. You've seen some
that I particularly identify with over there behind the camera. You see what I'm talking about?
Could it be the Bat?
I think so. Yeah, for sure.
Well, before I ask you cosplay questions, I have to ask you a quick question. If you had a choice for president between Batman and Iron Man, who would you vote for?
I wish those were our choices.
Me too. Actually, they are on this show. You'll be able to vote in November.
All right. So Batman or Iron Man?
Yes.
Well, I have a personal connection to the Bat, so I'm going to go with Batman.
And can you explain what this personal connection is?
Well, so I don't know if I've ever told anybody this before, but back in the late 1990s, which was that like a long time ago? Because I don't want to date. I'm going to age myself.
It doesn't seem that way to you or I, but just for some that weren't even born then.
So I played Batman for 3 summers at a Six Flags theme park in a big stunt show. And at the time, it was one of the biggest stunt shows in the country. It was like, it broke attendance records. And it was based on the Batman Forever movie. And I was Batman for 3 summers, so it was terrific. I got to wear the whole uniform. It was an authentic costume from the movie. And it was actually the cowl that was molded on the Val Kilmer's head. Exactly. Yeah.
That is really awesome. So how warm was that costume?
It was amazingly warm, and it was a hot Houston summer every summer. And if you look up on YouTube Batman Forever Water Stunt Spectacular or Batman Forever Stunt Show, Six Flags, you might be able to dig it up. Like an actual full-length 20-minute video of that.
I'll find it and link it.
Please do. I think it's kind of fun. Like I had so much fun playing the character, and I would sign autographs for the kids as Batman, And anyway, that was fun.
So what you got paid to get into the costume? What do you think of these people who just get in a costume? They're not getting paid; they're just showing up at cons.
Well, I think the reward for anybody that's here is just being part of the fandom and kind of participating in the show. You love the show. I mean, I'm a Star Trek fan. I would love to be in any Star Trek related thing. So it's like whatever you love, you want to be a part of it in some way. And if you're not getting paid for it, sometimes the reward is just to put on a costume and go to a convention and hang out with other people that love it as much as you do.
So you've been Batman. You love sci-fi and Star Trek. Can we be best friends?
I thought we already were. What are you talking about?
All right. Well, now you're my best friend. Maybe I was yours before.
Yeah. Well, now that we know our true feelings for each other, maybe we should turn the camera off and talk about it.
Would we be talking or... Never mind.
Yeah, just talking. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no. We'd be watching a show like Star Trek.
We were going to go and watch, The Wrath of Khan.
Not the Into Darkness, though.
The Wrath of Khan.
Exactly. The original.
The Wrath of Khan. Ricardo Montalban.
God!
Khan to me, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Not to dismiss, the other guy who was great, but
right.
I grew up on,
yes.
the early stuff.
Revenge is a dish best served cold. It is very cold in space.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
So if you were to come to a con not as an invited guest, but as an attendee, and you were going to get into costume, what would you be?
Wow, that's good. What would I be? I still have my utility belt from the stunt show, so maybe I would build a costume around that and do the bat.
That would be very cool. I could see you as the bat.
Yeah.
You got that stature.
I'm kind of tall. I got kind of a square jaw, so it kind of juts out of the costume just right. So maybe.
Maybe you could take Ben Affleck's place when he gets tired of the role.
Yeah, he's doing good. I like Ben's work as the character, actually.
Oh, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he might get tired of it and want to move on to something else.
Sure. Kind of in Bond franchise style. Sure.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Batman.
Yeah. I think
Who's your favorite Batman actor?
I like Michael Keaton.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I think the bat over here agrees with you.
Yeah, sure. I think it was just the right mix of kind of an homage to the old kind of camp style, but also kind of looking forward. I think he had his own darkness and grittiness. I don't know. It was an adventurous casting choice at the time. And I don't know. I remember going to see that Batman film on opening day, like at noon, and at the time was kind of blown away by it. And I love what Christopher Nolan did. I mean, I love what Christopher Nolan did with the franchise and with the character. But I love Michael Keaton, and I thought he did a great job as Bruce Wayne.
I agree.
Batman, and I mean, he kind of made it believable. He had to become the character. He had to become the Batman, and it wasn't just easy. He wasn't already kind of gifted with a big physical stature. So as an actor, I admire that.
Very cool. So are you working on any new projects?
Still kind of working on a number of things. I've got a guest spot on The Leftovers on HBO that's coming out this fall. And of course, I'm in the new Jack Reacher movie that's also coming out this fall. So I have a nice scene with Tom Cruise up front, and you've probably seen it on the trailer already. They've got a big chunk of that scene. So, and then a lot of voice stuff coming up. So.
Very cool. Any particular voice projects you can share?
I can confirm nor deny a particular project that I'm excited about the possibility of coming out, and the fans of that show will know what I'm talking about. I'm going to steer clear of any controversy, but there's some exciting things on the horizon that I can't wait to be a part of, and so yeah, just keep your eyes peeled and watch the internets.
Speaking of that, where can people find you on the internet to follow your progress, send you nude pictures, that kind of thing? Yeah,
of course. I keep the nude pictures on certain other platforms, but I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram. Where else? Check me out on IMDb as well. I've got a profile there. But on Twitter, I'm Jason Douglas TWD, and on Instagram, I'm Jason Douglas 2040, and on Facebook, I'm Jason Douglas Fans. So find me.
You're a fan of yourself?
Well, other people are fans of me.
I think you should be a fan of yourself.
I don't know. I don't care about myself too much, but I got to have a place for those who do. So,
all right, 3 quick questions. What is your favorite candy bar?
Snickers.
Snickers, because you don't feel like yourself until you have a Snickers?
Yeah, or it was the first thing that came to my mind.
Could be. So when you were young and you had to make some extra cash as a child, what did you do? Mow lawns, paper route? What did you do?
Right. Mostly begged mom and dad.
Begging? Yeah. That's not one we've heard before.
Exactly. No, what are the first jobs I ever had? The first real job I had was I worked at a grocery store. How many of us have done that? Like putting groceries in bags and mopping floors? It was awesome.
I worked at a department store, so it was more putting clothes in bags.
So you were yours was a little more white-collar job. Mine was kind of blue-collar.
Yeah, so I'm looked down my nose at you.
Sure, yeah, you were probably more articulate than I was.
It's like, you were just like paper or plastic, or was it before when it was just paper?
It was paper and plastic. It was back when you got to choose one or the other, or just have them both, right? When you had more choices.
So yeah, I actually only had plastic. So you had a more...
I had a more robust inventory to choose from for my craft.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, I can't look down on that.
Yeah, I would put cans and boxes in the paper and put cold stuff in the plastic, which is as it should be. But nobody understands the art of bagging groceries anymore.
But now if they watch the show, now they do.
Well, I don't know, but if you catch me at the grocery store, I might just be bagging my own groceries. So take notes.
All right, and final question. If there was any actor, living or dead, that you could work with, obviously, they wouldn't still be dead if they were a dead actor.
Well, that'd be interesting.
You would probably be more of a monologue than a dialogue.
Sure.
But who would you want to work with?
Peter Sellers.
Peter Sellers. That is an awesome... So you're familiar with this Pink Panther?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But you ever see The Party?
No.
It's a movie called The Party with Peter Sellers. You should watch it. It's hilarious.
Right. And I'm also a big fan of his, obviously, Dr. Strangelove, in which he played like 6 different roles, and it was amazing. And of course, being there, but yeah, he had an amazing career and completely transformed himself. So it would be a clinic. I would be the student.
You would be like, I am your Padawan, you are the Jedi.
Yeah, just let me hang out and watch every take. Exactly.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Sure. Thanks. Appreciate spending time with you guys.
It's our pleasure. Maybe we'll catch you again and, corner you. Yeah. But everyone, thanks for tuning in. And as always, have fun and cosplay on.
Right on. Thanks.
You can say it too.
Have fun and cosplay on.